Kindergartners. So for the next few little clips, I put them all together into one video so that we could catch up because today is day 1 of our new curriculum. So I just wanted to catch you guys up on how things have been going. We have some exciting things happening here in my house for our science, and it's going to tie into our writing unit. So I'm super excited. Stay tuned on the journey. Here we go. Guys, it's Mrs. Lopez here and my 2 nieces. Austin's back there in her car seat, and we are on our way to get the chicks and duck eggs. And so here we go. Hey guys, I got the goods. We're headed home and we're gonna put them in the incubator. We'll see you at home. Hey guys, we're home now. I have the incubators here set up. I'm about to put the eggs into the incubator, so I'll show you when we're all done. All right, friends, I got the duck eggs in there. All in. I'm about to do the chick eggs. This is the most duck eggs we've ever done, so I'm hoping we have a good turnout. But remember, you never count your chickens before the eggs hatch. So just keep your fingers crossed that we have a good turnout. All right, guys, I got the chicken eggs in. The duck eggs are right there in the incubator next to them. Time to close the door for 21 days. Here are the chicks. Here we go. Hi friends, we're going to go ahead and start our egg calendar. Every day we'll be updating this along with reading some in our textbooks about the life cycle of ducks and chicks. This calendar goes to 28 days for the chicks, but we'll continue on learning about what's going on with the duck during that time. So, our first one, it says eggs placed in incubator. Today it is Thursday the 16th. And I just put the eggs in the incubator. I picked them up from our friend, Miss Melissa, who is also some of your guys' bus drivers. It was really awesome seeing her. And so I'm going to put this up. And today is a Thursday, so I'm going to put it up on the Thursday. We'll go ahead and continue tomorrow to see what we're going to learn about. Kindergartners, today is day 2 for the ducks and chicks being inside. Today you'll notice there's not a picture, but there's words, and so I'm going to read this to you. It says that it's starting to grow. The tiny chick or duckling is called an embryo, and pretty soon we're going to be reading books about these. So right now our tiny chick and duck is called an embryo, and it's starting to grow. This is day 2. Nice job, guys. We're going to put it up on our calendar and keep up to date because I'm going to read some books to keep us knowledgeable on what's going on inside the egg. So here we go. Hey kindergartners, today is day 3 of our chicks and ducks. And so what we have here is another picture. Remember, this is called an embryo. So our little guy is called an embryo for now. And you can see that the veins are coming in to give it its food. Which comes from the yolk, which we learned about in our book. And so we will continue on with our day. I'm going to stick this right up on Saturday, day 3, and we are good to go. Hello, kindergartners. Today is day 4 of our chicks and ducks. You'll notice on day 4, there's not a picture, but there are words, so we get to read that. It says the blood vessels are carrying food from the yolk to the embryo. So remember in our first picture, it looks like this. And the yolk is all that yellow stuff. So the yolk is what feeds the embryo until it comes out of the egg. And so the yolk feeds the embryo and it's carried by blood vessels. And so the blood vessels are what we saw in day 3. Those red things right there, those are carrying food to the embryo from the yolk. And so that's really cool. That's really cool. So I'm going to put day 3 back here. I'm going to put day 1 back where it goes, and I get to stick this to day 4. Here we go. Hey, my kindergartners, today is day 5 of our chicks and ducklings. They're doing great inside their little incubators. Today, we get to read a thing instead of having a picture. So it says, the heart is pumping blood through the blood vessels. So things are happening. It's really exciting. Inside of that little tiny egg that we can't tell anything on the outside, a lot is happening. That embryo, remember the embryo is the baby chick or duck, is really growing and really absorbing a lot of stuff. So those blood vessels are carrying not only food, but also pumping blood through the blood vessels. It's pretty cool. Kindergartners, I have a super fun book for us to read. We've been working on our egg calendar, and I have this wonderful book that kind of gives us a life cycle of the chicks or ducks inside of the eggs. Now, fun fact, a chick takes 21 days to hatch inside the incubator. So I've marked my calendar and I know when day 21 is going to be. A duck takes 29 days to hatch. So I have my calendar marked, and I'm going to keep their incubator on a little bit longer because they take a little bit longer to grow inside. And so although this talks about chicks, they have very similar processes, and so we'll just discuss the differences as we go. Are you ready? This is called Where Do Chicks Come From? By Amy E. Slansky, illustrated by Pam Paparone. Look at all chicks and roosters are different. This is an egg. You've seen eggs before, but this one is different. In 3 weeks, so in 21 days, a chick will hatch out of this egg. An egg begins as a tiny white spot inside of the mother chicken, the hen. There may be many tiny eggs inside the hen at one time. A yellow yolk grows around each egg. So I'm going to show you this. You see the shell develops. So here, sorry, I'm backwards, so I'm pointing at a weird angle. Here's the unfertilized eggs. Whoop. Then the yolk begins to grow. And then the albumin forms around the fertilized egg. And then the shell develops right here. So that is how it is made inside of the mother hen. Then the father chicken, the rooster, mates with the egg and helps fertilize the egg. Soon, a clear jelly-like egg white, or albumin, grows around the yolk. Finally, that hard shell forms, and the egg is ready to be laid. So while it's inside the mom, it doesn't grow that hard shell until right before it's ready to be laid. Then the hen lays the egg. Over the next few days, she lays several more eggs. The hen sits on top of those eggs to keep them nice and warm. Now, do I have a hen inside my house to sit on those eggs? I sure don't. I have what's called an incubator. An incubator is that thing that I showed you earlier in the video that keeps it all the eggs nice and warm, and it moves the eggs so just like the mother hen would. So it's like a machine hen. The hen sits on top of the eggs to keep them warm. As soon as the eggs are warm, the chicks start to grow. Inside the warm egg is everything a chick needs to grow. So I'll bring this closer and I'll read it backwards. Yeah, there. This is backwards on me, so sorry about that, guys. So we have the albumin contains water and a little bit more food. So the albumin is this stuff right here. The yellow yolk contains the liquid food. That is very important. That yellow yolk contains food. That thin white skin that grows around the yolk and the albumin and sticks inside the eggshell, that holds the albumin together and it cushions the growing chick. And then at one end of the egg is an air space. This is where the chick will get its first breath. So down at the bottom is a little like air pocket. The eggs that you eat for breakfast could never grow into a little chick. Those aren't fertilized. Otherwise, the eggs are pretty much the same. So think about when you eat an egg for breakfast. You know that little yellow part? That's actually a chick's food when they're actually fertilized. Now remember, the eggs that you eat for breakfast, those cannot grow into a chick because they're not fertilized. But once they get fertilized, they can. and they have to be fertilized while inside the hen. The hen has warmed her eggs for 3 days now. Inside, the chicks are growing. So our chicks are growing because they've been in for 5 days. On day 3, the chick looks like the letter C with a dark spot in the middle. This spot is the heart. The heart pumps the blood. The blood carries water and food from the yolk and the albumin to the growing chick. The chick's waste collects us in a small sac. So you see in this picture right here, that little C and the little dark spot right there. That's what it looks like on day 3. And remember, right now it's called an embryo. On day 5, the chick's head is now half as big as its body, and its eyes are very large. Its tail has begun to grow. Wings and legs are forming. So on day 5, you can see, oh, look at that little guy. Remember, this is called an embryo for now. Briefly, the hen can leave the nest to find food and water, but she quickly returns to warm the egg again. So she doesn't leave for long. Now we're going to stop right there because our next stop is day 7 and 10. And so it's exactly along the same lines as a duck. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I cannot wait until we see these guys hatch. Remember, you never want to count your chickens before they hatch because not all of them will be able to hatch. And so we're just hoping for a good turnout.